welcome to the 50th installment of Tell Em Alejandro, your number one place for sports, cars, video games, fitness. If you're a man, you're here. Mr. Alejandro, about to tell him?
What you about to tell him, Alejandro?
I'm about to tell you about these tough topics. Phil Jackson officially coming to the New York Knicks and the successful Brooklyn Nets in the Tell Em Zone.
Tell him, Alejandro!
Before we get started, I just want to shout out to all my TA fans. We're on our 50th episode, and we just made it to our first 100 subscribers. I have lots of fun giving you my opinion and hearing yours about the topics we men like to debate about. TA has fans in every state across the USA and in over 70 countries. Shout out to Saudi Arabia, Germany, Taiwan, Slovakia, Philippines, Greece, Dubai, the UK, Australia, Israel, Trinidad, Brazil, all my Spanish countries, Venezuela, hey, Colombia, Chile, Puerto Rico, DR. Saludos a toda mi gente hispana. Cali, Miami, Toronto, Chi-Town, what up? Shantae, what's good? And of course, my hometown, New York. I see you watching, and I like your taste of shows, so keep watching, keep putting your mans on, and I'll keep entertaining you. Now let's get it cracking. New York Knicks fans, it looks like Phil Jackson is coming to the front office after all. This is good news and bad news. Let's start with the good news. Phil Jackson knows the game of basketball. He's a 13-time champion, 2 times as a player for the Knicks, way back in the 70s. 11 times as a coach, coaching Jordan, Pippen, Kobe, and Shaq, and all the other goons on them rosters. Phil Jackson knows the game of basketball. That's the good thing, and he'll definitely be able to help this team out where it needs help, fixing the roster, fixing the staff, all that good stuff. The bad news is, of course, James Dolan is still here. I honestly feel like I don't think James Dolan can stay out of the business. I don't think he's going to allow Phil to do what he wants to do. At one point, we had Donnie Walsh, a GM way back a few years ago, who was holding it down and put the Knicks in a position to go sign free agents in 2010 when LeBron was available. And we ended up with Amar'e, which ended up leading us to trade for Melo. But I don't feel like James Dolan is going to stay out. He's still going to stick his nose in it. I see the marriage between Phil Jackson and James Dolan ending badly. It's one of those things that you just got to see it to believe it. If he really lets Phil Jackson rock, this is going to be great for the Knicks. And the sky would be the limit for what Phil could possibly do with the New York Knicks organization. We got to wait and see. I want to give a shout out to the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn. They held it down. They beat the Miami Heat 96-95. I want to give them some quick love. They beat the Heat for the 3rd time this season. They're now 3-0 against the champion Miami Heat. 2 of the 3 wins was 1-point games, and another one was in overtime. Shout out to the Brooklyn Nets. I want Dolan to hear me. Brooklyn. Hey. Big quick shout out to Shaun Livingston for the game-saving deflection at the end of the game. Who does that remind you of?
Richard, let me ask you the final play. Take me through it.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game. When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get. Don't you ever talk about me.
Who was talking about you?
Crabtree, don't you open your mouth about the best. Or I'm going to shut it for you real quick. LOB.
Yeah, that's right. That's what's up. Next up, my man, the truth. I like to call him P-Dub. Paul Pierce was doing his thing, boy. 29 points, 9 of 12 shooting, 5 for 7 from the 3-point line, 6 of 7 from the line, but more importantly, 17 points in the 3rd quarter. P-Dub came to play. He don't like the Miami Heat. I like him for that. He don't like him. He don't like LeBron James. He don't like Dwayne Wade. He don't like Chris Bosh. And I don't like them either. So I like anybody who don't like him. Shout out to my man P-Dub. One last quick salute. My man Mirza Teletovic. I want to compare him to Steve Novak real quick because he's a sharpshooter for the Brooklyn Nets. Novak used to be a sharpshooter for the Knicks. Dolan, I hope you're looking because my man Mirza Teletovic was blocking shots to go with his 17 points. 3 block shots, 1 on LeBron James, 1 on Michael Beasley. I ain't never seen Steve Novak block nobody's shot. Shout out to Mirza Teletovic and shout out to Jason Kidd because that nice looking Florida shirt he had on was fly. And the Nets ain't playing until I believe Saturday, so you know they stayed in Miami overnight and got it poppin'. There you have it, folks. Some tough topics in the Tell Em Zone. Do you think Dolan will fall back and really let Phil Jackson take the reins like he said he would? Do you think it's even worth the 68-year-old Phil Jackson coming out of retirement and possibly risking his legacy to repair this stinky organization's mess? Tell him in the comments.
Tell him.
TEA. Tonight's fuchsia stripe bow tie is brought to you by my boy, Ralph Lauren. You know I keep it navy and wavy. Tune in for more sports, cars, video games, fitness, and all that. Follow at Em Alejandro on Twitter to hear my immediate reaction to live sports events. Outro music. Phil Jackson's Lakers, his former team, is beefing, specifically Kobe and Magic Johnson. They're beefing with their higher-ups because they wanted Phil to come back. So we'll see what goes on with the Lakers. That's getting crazy. Make sure you stay tuned for my next ep. I'm going to get into the NFL free agents. And shout out to Brooklyn, holding it down. RIP